I gave birth to my son, my was huge. And the reason why my was so huge, because I almost gained 20, and you already know my already have some shots. So my was already huge as like putting that baby weight on my body plus them shots.
Y'all, it's giving BBL sticky steak vibes. Because guess what? Stefon Diggs just confirmed the rumors. And yes, we're talking about Cardi B's BBL. Allegedly, it's stunning, but not in the way you might think. It looks like Stefon is done covering for her. Why? Because those rumors about Cardi's BBL being botched, they blew up after her Coachella performance, and not in a good way. The internet went bar for bar, dragging her for all the wrong reasons. And then, boom, the next thing we know, Stefon is back with his ex. Their relationship? Back on. Now, let's be clear. This isn't the first time people have talked about Cardi's BBL. So no, we're not body shaming. But we might be stink shaming because people have been saying something just ain't right. And if Stefon really left her because of it, then yeah, maybe it's getting worse. And in true Cardi fashion, she clapped back. Loud. She lashed out at fans, dragging them for coming at her over Stefon. But let's be real, the whole thing? Embarrassing. It's messy. It's loud. And honestly, it's kinda getting stinky. Let's get into it. So here's the tea. Cardi B's body has been a hot topic on social media for years. To her credit, she's been pretty open about the work she's had done. Not that it wasn't obvious. Some people praise her for it. Because botched or not, let's be honest, it's still tea. But here's the thing, plastic surgery can get addictive. And with Cardi, it feels like she's always getting something done. Fans are now saying her body is starting to look botched. It got wild during Coachella weekend. A picture of Cardi went viral, and not in a good way. She claimed it was photoshopped. But everyone knows, Getty doesn't edit. What you see, that's what you get. In response, Cardi posted another picture of herself, and honestly, it looked good. But fans were quick to call Photoshop on it. Now everyone's zooming in, dissecting everything, saying she's trying to cover up a botched body with filtered pics. Cardi fired back, calling fans ugly and broke, in classic Cardi style.
It's always you stupid, weak ass bitches. It's never the bad bitches. It's never the bad bitch. You know what it is? It's never the bad bitches, and it's never the trans bitches. The cunt trans with it. The cunt trans always with it. The bad with it. The niggas with the money with it. It's always you bad bill, angry, jealous bitches, and it's always you funky, ugly country butch queens that don't got no style. Cause the butch queens that get it. But the poor ones always talking shit.
And if that wasn't messy enough, the streets are saying that her BBL also stinks so bad that her man Stefon Diggs dumped her. According to sources, her relationship with Stefon has come to a sad end. And it's allegedly because he could no longer deal with the stench. Not only did he dump her, but he also ran back to his ex, who was only too happy to take him back. She posted a couple of pictures of her, and Stefon cozied up, and it looked like they had picked up right where they left off. She also posted text that he sent her from the conversation, and it looks like they have been in some constant communication, and it doesn't sound like the type of conversation that you have after weeks of radio silence. And this is fans wondering if he had her on standby the entire time that he was with Cardi. She also said, "I hate when a ninja act like he wasn't just crashing out being a stalker, but I'll let them have social media and play my part so he can get his clout." She then said, "I don't post him, I be with him in real life, and we be doing it raw." Well, the streets are now saying that Cardi B stank BBL is the reason she got dumped, and y'all, it's absolutely messy. I'm not saying it's true cause I ain't got no whips, but if it is, that's crazy. But it might not be that surprising, because if there's one thing that we know about Cardi is that she loves some plastic surgery, and that sit-down ear might be suffering, but y'all, plastic surgery has pretty much become a regular thing in Hollywood. So many celebrities have had some type of work done, but you. Never know it from the way they talk. Most of them swear up and down that it's just a new contour technique, a strict their diet, and suddenly they're going vegan, as if those things magically reshape your entire face and body. And I'm not about to start dropping names, but let's be real a second for a millisecond. There are some transformations that just don't come from green juice and yoga alone. But now Cardi is like a whole different story, unlike a lot of celebs who act like they woke up one day with a new nose and curves. Cardi has been refreshingly honest about the procedures that she's had done, and she's not shy about it either. She's talked openly about getting her body done enhanced, and even warned people to seriously think it through before jumping into it. She's also kept it 100, and that's something a lot of folks respect about her, because one thing Cardi going to do is try to keep it all the way real. But lately there's been some talk online about whether Cardi might be taking it a step too far. Some fans have been starting to point out that her look is changing again, and not in the best way. There's concerns that maybe all this tweaking and touch-ups are starting to catch up these days. Cardi doesn't really open up about it as much, but if you've been following her from early on, then you know that a big reason she started getting this plastic surgery had to do with how she was raised in the environment she grew up in, where she came from. Big girls were celebrated like the standard of beauty was all about having a big booty, a full chest, and those Coke bottle curves, and that was the look everybody admired, and Cardi just didn't fit into that mold. She said before that growing up she was super skinny, and in her world that wasn't exactly seen as attractive. In fact, she was one of the only girls around her who didn't have that thick body type, and instead of just brushing it off, it really stuck with her. She got teased, she got bullied, and over time that started to wear her down.
From nationalities that they praise thick girls, that they praise ass, they praise thighs, they praise all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk around my flat. No, some of y'all happy with it, and that's great, but that just wasn't me when I was young. So,
well, that's when everything started to shift. When Cardi stepped into the world of stripping, things didn't play out like a fantasy, at least not right away. Contrary to what people might think, hitting the club didn't instantly boost her confidence. It didn't make her feel empowered. Not at first. When she started dancing, she didn't have the ideal body type most club regulars were into. She was still skinny, and in that world, curves were currency. Once again, Cardi found herself being overlooked, ignored, not fitting into the mold. And for someone whose self-esteem was already bruised from years of teasing and never feeling good enough, this only made things worse. But eventually, Cardi stacked her cash and saved enough to get her first procedure, a breast augmentation. She was just 18 when she went under the knife. And for a while, it actually helped. She finally began to feel a little more confident, a little more like the version of herself she always imagined when she looked in the mirror. But if you know anything about plastic surgery, you know this. It's never really just one and done. It's not just emotionally addictive, it can be physically addictive too. Many procedures need touch-ups, maintenance, revisions. It's a whole cycle. And for someone like Cardi, who already carried deep insecurities about her appearance, that first surgery? It wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. Because once she got a taste of what it felt like to fix something she didn't like, it became easier and more tempting to keep going. Even though things slightly improved after the first procedure, there was still one thing holding her back financially in the club. She had no booty. And in that game,
I was a dancer and everything. Like, I had the teeth, I had the bomb tattoos, I had a six-pack, I could do a whole split, everything. But not split, but I could do crazy pole tricks, all that shit. But I was missing some ass.
To make matters even worse and more complicated, Cardi was dealing with heartbreak around that same time, and her boyfriend was cheating on her. In her mind, the reason was painfully clear: that the other girl had a bigger booty. She started believing that if she just had some more curves, maybe he wouldn't have to look elsewhere. But here's the thing: Cardi was only 20, and living in New York, she didn't have the kind of money to go to a reputable licensed plastic surgeon, and to make matters even trickier, she was still super thin, so she didn't have enough body fat for a BBL, which uses your own fat. So instead of going the safe route, she ended up going to a woman named Donna Francis and paid her $800 for illegal silicone injections in her butt and thighs. Now, if that name rings a bell, it should, because Donna Francis became infamous for one of her clients that tragically died during one of those unlicensed procedures, the whole thing exploded in a major legal case, and eventually Donna was arrested and sent to prison for running an illegal silicone injection business. Thankfully, Cardi was lucky enough to survive the procedure without any major side effects, but that doesn't mean she got off easy, because she spoke to GQ magazine about that crazy after effects. She said they don't numb your butt or anything. It was the craziest pain ever. I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt a little dizzy, and it leaks for like 5 days now after getting those initial procedures done. Cardi kind of slowed down on the surgery for a while. At that point, she had finally achieved the body that she thought she always dreamed of. Well, she didn't really feel the need to keep going under the knife, at least not right away. But of course, that peace didn't last forever. And fast forward to 2019, after she gave birth to their daughter Culture, and things shifted again. And like a lot of new moms, Cardi was dealing with the changes of her body postpartum, and she decided to get another job to fix them of the changes that came with breastfeeding. And on top of all that, she went in for a liposuction to shed some of the baby weight that she had still hanging around. But this is where it got rough, because Cardi didn't give herself enough time to properly heal. Her schedule was packed with performances and appearances, and instead of resting and recovering like she was supposed to, she jumped right back into work. Eventually, the stress caught up with her, and her body started reacting. And at one point, her feet were so swollen from the lipo that she posted a picture online, and let's just say it wasn't a good look. It was clear that her body was screaming for a break. The swelling scared her enough that she finally listened to her doctors, who insisted that she stop performing and rest, and that experience really shook her up, and for a moment, it seemed like it changed her outlook. Cardi even posted, "I've been working out for the past 2 weeks, 'cause I ain't getting surgery again." Now, for a while, Cardi really did try to step back from surgery after all the issues that she had with recovery, especially the scary swelling after her lipo, and she decided to play it safe. So when she started feeling like she wanted to change her nose, she went for a non-surgical option, like just fillers, but the fillers ended up making her nose look kind of weird, and she wasn't feeling that. So eventually she decided to go ahead and get a full rhinoplasty to get it done right. But of course, that wasn't the end. After she had her son wave in 2021, Cardi revealed that she was thinking about getting a tummy tuck. She said she had loose skin around her stomach from the pregnancy, and no matter how much she worked it out, it wasn't going away. But it wasn't just a tummy tuck that soon got people talking. It was the fact that we noticed that her booty had gotten different. It was bigger. And I mean, just look at the video that she posted. People started side-eyeing Cardi again when her body started to look a little off, and her waist was looking extra snatched, but her butt was still real big, which made proportions seemed kind of off. Naturally, folks on the internet started accusing her of getting more bud shots or secretly going back in for more work, and the comments were flying everywhere with people saying that she looked unnatural or even unhealthy. But Cardi, being Cardi, wasn't about to let these rumors run wild without saying something herself. She hopped on Instagram Live and shut down the claims, saying she didn't get more shots. But at the same time, though, she kept it real. She admitted that she knew her but looked a little weird, and she
After I gave birth to my son, my was huge. And the reason why my was so huge, because I almost gained 20. And you already know my already have some shots. August, I did surgery because a lot of people thought that as soon as I gave birth, I got my body done. No, I didn't. In August, I did surgery and I removed 95% of my bowel perimeters. But of course, right, they took it out of me, but they still had to shape my butt because they took a lot of shots out. So my butt is a little fluffy now.
But now, it's obvious she regrets a lot of it. Cardi has openly warned young women not to repeat the same mistakes she made when she was younger, rushing into surgery, chasing validation, and thinking a new body would fix.
It is right that if you're young, if you're 19, if you're 20, if you're 21, and sometimes you're too skinny, and you be like, oh my God, I don't got enough fat to put on my and everything, so you resort to shots. Don't do it. Like, I am super against shots.
So let's keep it real. People have been talking for a while now. Cardi's BBL? Yeah, it's not giving what it was supposed to give anymore. She's been trying to fix it, but the truth is,